what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to episode 116 of the Ramble Pod on Buckshot. Yeah, it's the Buckshot podcast. And you know what, lads? I don't know if you noticed this or if I've been mentioning it enough. This is the 300th upload. There we go. It's kind of an episodic thing, I guess, in a way. But, there's 116 of this, and you can do the maths. Yeah, there you go. Of the other ones, it's the 300 upload. So you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Listen to me like a dickhead. You're welcome. You guys, you are welcome. By the way, just saying. What's a number in all reality? What is a number? But we're coming up on the 4-year anniversary. The anniversary is this Monday, I think it is. Yeah, the Monday of Ramble Pod / Buckshot, really. The Ramble Pod started about a year or two into it, but you're very welcome. Today is Wednesday, the 24th of March, 2021. Just for the annals of time. The annals of time. There you go. Welcome, all the new people. I know I say this, but I definitely have gotten a blast of new people this week for all your lovely messages. There's people jumping over from the Tom and Jerry show who are new to that, and they're going, oh, hey, and it's really cool that new people are jumping on board. Class. Yes, if you are looking behind me, if you're a Patreon, you'll be watching the video possibly, and you will see, that is I don't know if I have the right way around. I don't know if it's 00E or 300 from the movie poster. I don't know. That'll tell you my level of, that's where I'm at. I think it's the right way around. I uploaded it the right way around. I don't know. Which, nobody's going to complain too much anyway. But like that, the video will be going out to the Patreons. As you are hearing this, the Patreons are probably watching this. So it'll go out to them as well as the ad-free audio version as well. Because we've gotten a blast of new patrons. You're all very welcome on board. Shane, Abby, Anna, Samantha, Helene, Mia. And if I've missed anybody, apologies. But I definitely will get you. But stay in contact because this Sunday night, Patreon's only Sunday night. I have to do a Sunday night because Saturday night is the Munster-Leinster match. I'm definitely going to be too drunk. And yeah, I don't like to be overly... It's nice to have a drink and get a little sozzled, but to be pissed from the get-go, by the time, the match is over and all the rest of it, yeah. And the plan is to do barbecue ribs and stuff like that, so it's just going to be a mess. Right now, I'm even really fucking full of food, and I already feel quite lethargic, so I don't, in front of live people, so I will be putting up the link here in tomorrow, or Friday, I'll be putting up the link and it'll be there for you Sunday night. So we'll jump on board. New people, come on board. What we're going to be talking about is injuries. And I think it's probably, it's a spin-off possibly of what myself and Jerry have been doing on the Tom and Jerry show, where we've been talking about what ails you. I mean, when he asked me that, it was like, he goes, because I have a couple of bits, that I'm like, are you fucking joking about the amount of things that I've busted? Not really that's gone wrong. I've never kind of gotten diseases or like that, but just absolutely mangling myself. So there's always good old stories. So a few of the patrons were kind of messaging going, this might make a great chat, which I love that. And people have been giving me suggestions for people to get on board as well, to get as guests. I love that. If there's people to root out, and a couple of people that I was suggested a while back, I went after and they don't want any of it. They just don't want it because they're like, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're a comedian. And I've listened to a couple of your podcasts, and to be complimentary in that they just couldn't keep up. And you're like, yeah, you could. I'd go handy. I'm not fucking hardlines, but I think it exposes people too much sometimes with the old comedy side of things. It can be a bit daunting, I suppose. Sometimes they think, God, what's this? More so, I suppose, in the fallout afterwards, they're going to go, am I going to say something? Because that happens sometimes, when people, especially are in this public eye, sports-wise, and they're kind of going, was that all right? Did I say anything there? I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? That you're worried about that when you had the crack. But there you go. And that's normally what happens. I've normally sounded out a lot of people already that people have been asking to try and get on. And they're either not up for it, or they're up for it and it's coming down the line. Or personally, I'm just kind of going, lads, I think at this stage I've done enough of these to know what the crack is. And I think the reason why we have everybody on board at this stage is because they actually like a comedy podcast and not just, a comedian asking miserable stories. So I don't have it in me. I couldn't stick it for an hour of going, so tell me, when was the real hard time? When was that? When did you realize that, your addiction to celery was going to, affect your children? I don't care. It's the phrase, I think, is... But no, I'm sure I do. I'm sure on some level there is a sincerity in me, but I prefer to be a purveyor of good crack and not misery guts. So that being the reason, but keep the suggestions coming, because I can't keep an eye on everybody when it comes to social media and just influence and all the rest of it. But do keep the suggestions coming, and I love it. I love it. It's good interaction. So just like that, the suggestions from the Patreon have created the theme for this Sunday night's live Royal Ramble. So again, it's another connotation of the Ramble Pod, but it's, because it's royal, because we're all on board, not because we're, citizens under a monarchy or anything. But hey, if you want me to, shut the fuck up, Tom. What are you talking about? It's it's normally around 8 or 9 o'clock. Come on board. It's good crack. Bring a drinky. Leave the camera off if you're not feeling comfortable. That's no bother. If you just want to watch in or whatever. I'm liking it less and less to record these. If you go down through it, you'll see one or two of them are up there all right. But I think people can get a bit worried that it's going to be put out to the general public. And I don't want the Patreons for that, to do that. And I'd only ever put it up on Patreon anyway, but at the same time, I think I'm not going to be bothering my arse recording it, so you can get loosey-goosey. You know what I mean? If you've got a funny story to tell, don't worry. Whoever you're talking about, she's not going to listen, unless she's a Patreon as well, or he's a Patreon as well. If you've got to slate somebody, fucking go for it. Go for it. We had powerful crack at the last one and zero recording of it. So it was lovely. There was a kind of a boldness in it. I loved it. Shout out to everybody who jacked up their input, which you don't have to do, but it's really, really kind for doing. Obviously, it's $3 hairs to become a Patreon, which is cool. Great that anybody, but the fact that people are up on it, that's fucking class. That's just basically saying, I think it's actually worth more to me, which is class. Sharon, Sean, John, and Brian, legends. Fucking legends. Legends, every one of you that are, giving it a few pounds. But I think people, it's very heartening to see that. More so than anything else. It's very, very heartening to see that. Would you hold tough a second, because I'm just after realising the time, to help put the little fella to bed? Back in a mo. And we're back. I know I didn't actually have to tell you where I was going, right? But I feel we're all kind of close now at this stage. Ashley went off like a dream. He'd nearly climbed himself into bed now at this stage, that young fella. He'd be that fucking wrecked. Yes, as well, shout out to anybody who got merch. I know Mick was on during the week, doing a bit of work with Mick at the minute. He got a t-shirt. They are good quality t-shirts in all fairness. So if you're getting the stuff, feel free. There you go. The merch link is down in the show notes. The stuff is good. I'm not making it myself, lads, and I'm not making a fucking lot of it either. But it's cool. It's cool that people have, and they're representing. Deadly. So that's another way. Yeah, that's you fucking hate that. Before you know it, you've rambled all the way out of the fucking thing. Tom and Jerry show. A lot of people opinionated on that. Brilliant. Love it. Fair fucking play to you. It was funny earlier on. There's it's funny where the most ridiculous things will happen. Yeah, I was at the back door and I was about to go. Anybody have any questions? I was about to do a selfie kind of fucking Instagram story thing, which seems the most natural thing in the world when you see it. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, they're talking directly to me. But when you see somebody doing one, and I'm at the back door, we're in the fucking rural countryside, and I'm going, not for a second did I. And that's how narcissistic we've become, or I've must become, because not for a second did I even consider it, what it was that I was doing. But thankfully, my brain isn't gone so fucking far to that side that there was nothing there that had any shame at all in doing it, because I just noticed there was I don't know, was it a man or a woman on the other side of like the ditch, which is, 50, 60 feet away, and there's nothing but field behind it. So I don't know who they are, but they were pulling out kind of branches and sticks out of the thing. And I just noticed them at the last second. I was like, oh. And then I caught myself what I was doing. I had my phone out in front of me, and I was about to do some stupid hair flick with my ridiculous mullet. And thankfully, embarrassment took over. And, recalibration of, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? Just, like, what would have been worse is if we knew my brain was fully gone that way. Well, you've no fucking self-respect anymore. And I saw that woman, and I still continued on with it. That's where it would have been fucking... Yeah, I still don't... I think possibly I would say I'm too old for it to ever set. You know what I mean? Where it's grand, absolutely grand to be... Like, it's like people... No matter how long I lived in Dublin, I could never let earbuds and the way people talk walking down the streets, loud as that. Karen, Catherine, Brenda. Yeah, well, I was always saying to her that Rosé was muck, but she was just happy. And they look like fucking mental patients. I know I've talked about this before, but they look like lunatics, because there's something more natural to see, at least if somebody's fucking shouting by themselves down the street if they have a phone to their ear. It's a bit more natural. But it's going to be some fucking shit show when everybody has earbuds, isn't it? Just people walking around talking as loud, as loudly as that. And you're like, what the fuck is going... So thankfully, I think it's possibly an age thing, and possibly the fact that you're self-critical. You have to be self-critical as a comedian. You'd be constantly going, here, lad, grab a fucking hold of yourself now. What are you doing? Like, so, or maybe, I don't know. But it's funny that just that moment, I was absolutely nothing wrong with what I was doing. And that's when I can never fathom these people. Like, they follow me and stuff. They're going, hey, met you at such and such, or, we're tight. And you look at their profile, and it's just pictures of just them, all in the same mirror, just wearing different skirts or shirts or something. And you're going, you've no problem continuously taking just only pictures of you. Wow. That you have nothing else to contribute, like, bar the look of you. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing intellectual, like, there's no personality whatsoever, bar there's my face. There's my fucking face. And it's only when I've said it to other people to go, oh yeah, oh fuck yeah, that's weird. So that's the thing that Instagram is now, isn't it? It's where, like, I'm going to have to... I've said this before, and I have done, but there's a couple of more now that need unfollowing. Like, people that lean on their chin, just like smiling, looking off over the camera, as if it was a candid photograph that somebody else took. It wasn't. And this long thing, like, just checking in on my life, guys. And I have to say, there's been some ups and downs, but I'm super blessed and grateful for what's coming. Reach all the way into your trousers, and whatever form of genitalia you have, punch yourself repeatedly in them, because what the fuck. But you know what? They're not to be blamed either, because other 90% of people don't look at the context of what that is. That they set that phone up, took possibly 10, 12 photographs, checked it, went, yeah. Now let's sit down with me thumbs, because you don't really post on Instagram through a laptop or a computer, with me thumbs, and write this fucking tome, this fucking novel of how, guys, you just got to hold in there. It's possibly coming from a good place, but it's this unyielding levels of fucking narcissism. It's just bizarre. Says the guy with a fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter fucking mullet. What the fuck? Oh, I'm kind of gearing my brain up, because I'm doing tonight's Buckshot immediately after this. So I'm just kind of gearing my brain up, and I'm kind of going, I can't run too fucking long. Because, like, anybody who knows me, if you're new to the podcast, by the way, if you're brand new, have a gander. Look at, there's like 180 odd other episodes to listen to. There's the Tom and Jerry show to listen to. There's 15 or 16 episodes of the Harden Up podcast. If you go looking for that, it's all pretty much under my banner or whatever. Go have a look. You'll notice a fucking current theme. Tom is very long-winded. People go, you know, Marshy was on a couple of weeks ago and he's going, yeah, you're an inspiration now to lads that are, you know, doing the podcast and sticking with it. And I'm like, sticking with it? Man, if I didn't fucking have this, my wife would divorce me. The amount of fucking talking that I would be, you know what I mean? This is fucking clinical help. I'm saving a fortune. Just being able to talk to the ether and have people actually comment back on, nice one, enjoying the show. And by the way, actually, I meant to say, and this is kind of more fucking housekeeping, I meant to say, but it is fucking lovely to just get a fucking out of the blue message from somebody I know or I don't know going, fucking love the podcast. Keep up the good work, kid. Look, that is like a little fucking, a lovely little spark in the fucking back on. Go on. When those moments, I swear to God, because there's times when you get your timing wrong because you have to, you know, do what you fucking can do. So you get your timing wrong of the day and the next thing you go, fuck, will I put the podcast off to tomorrow? And then tomorrow comes and next thing you're going, a job comes in or maybe the potential of a job or something you got to fucking, you know. And I'm going, no, I can lazy shame myself by just looking back at some of the messages or thinking back some of the messages that people are sending on, or they go, fucking love the podcast, Tom, keep her lit, keep up the good work, keep her country, loving it. And you're going, I fucking have a duty of care to these people. So if that's me doing what I just gave out about, or people leaning on their chin going, guys, you inspire me. I just wouldn't be so crass as coming at it. I would expect more of my listeners. I'd love you, if I was doing that kind of shit, leaning on my chin on the fucking Instagram page and doing that, I would want you to go, the fuck is wrong with you? I'd want you to go and cut that shit out now. Cut that shit out now. That isn't your fucking bag. What else? There was something else I wanted to fucking say. And you think I'd write it down? No, I fucking didn't. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Christ. But yes, a plethora of lovely guests lined up in the next. We've some very, very fun ones lined up in the next couple of weeks. Getting 2 done this week and hopefully 2 done this next week. So we get ahead of ourselves. But I love, you see, that's the only thing. I hate fucking doing one too early because you're talking to the person and they have things that want to be released right now a lot of the time. And you're kind of going, yeah, but next Friday is scheduled. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to get a fucking ahead of myself here. But look, it's grand. I took people's advice and I started watching Line of Duty. It can fucking stay in whatever duty line it is. I could not. I tried. I'm now into 3 episodes and myself and herself. It's not, it's grand. It's grand. But I just couldn't, I can't give a fuck about it. I think I'm too fucking warped in the head with watching weird shit. You know what I mean? Like, if it doesn't have Nazis in it, lads, or aliens at this stage, or dragons, is it even worth watching? Do you know what I mean? I cannot fucking, we'll try another couple of episodes, but I don't know. I like one crooked cop after another crooked cop, and they always fucking out crooked cops. I'm sure it's class. If it got to 6 seasons, you know it's done something right. And everybody nattering about it. Apparently, your man was all begorra and begosh the other night, the Northern Irish fella that's back in it. I couldn't warm to it now myself. I couldn't warm to it. I gave one, and actually it's Turkish and dubbed over, called The Gift on Netflix. It's kind of weird, but it's done well. You don't fully know what the fuck is going on. And I'd say had it not be dubbed, it'd be much more authentic. You know what I mean? There's a bit of shouting and roaring goes on there and crying. And you're kind of going, here. Whoever was in the voiceover booth that day now was after fucking a coffee or something. What's wrong with you? Like, they're not crying that hard on the telly. But still, it's good work if you could get it, to be doing voiceover for different countries, for different shows. But it's not bad. It's not bad. It's a bit odd. It's not bad. There's also an Australian one too. Secret City. Very good. If you liked Homeland, in fairness, it does lean into Homeland a bit, like, in the fact that even looks like her. And she was in Mindhunter. Turns out she's actually Australian. There you go. Aussie's fucking picking up loads of fucking American work. Just class. Bloody fucking hello. Yeah. I can do whatever part of America you want. Mate, I don't give a shit. I know I turned into Eddie Jones there for a second, which, by the way, wasn't that a glorious match? That has been a while now with Ireland matches where I have gotten that excited. Oh, Jesus, that was nice now. That was a lovely, lovely match. I mean, I was texting a friend of the show, Andy Dunn, afterwards, because he's such a good insight into rugby. And I hate being a complete fucking anorak too. So I was just going, tasty bit of stuff, like, because I knew he was there for News Talk. And we were just to and fro, and he was saying, yeah, I mean, it came out of nowhere. We did not see this coming. They've been playing fucking sledgehammer rugby up until now, and all of a sudden they're playing like sevens. And at sevens rugby, not 7-year-olds. But as my point was this, and I had a fucking inkling, lads. I don't know if anybody saw the English French match the week before. They played out of their bollocks, but a few people I was looking at it going, man, I wouldn't last 14 seconds in that, let alone 40 minutes either half. The fucking attritional speed they were going at. You can't turn around and still be emotionally fucking driven and fucking excited. And you're sick to the bollocks of listening to Eddie Jones, mate, you fit. This grunty little fucker telling you, you gotta be fit. At least if when you look at, Andy Farrell, you're going, he's a big cunt. He's fit. He's strong looking, like, I can believe what he's saying. You know what I mean? But you look at how Eddie Jones, you're going, Eddie, you look like you're from fucking Middle Earth, lad. Where are you going? You fucking, oh, mate. We target players all the time. You know what I mean? It's fucking part of rugby. Yeah, fucking check it out. Bloody mate, it was I'll tell you, mate, it was it was a shit show. What else can I say? It was fucking hard. There's a couple of decisions. Fucking referee, bloody hello. He should have fucking number 24 on his back for fucking Ireland. Yeah. So I'd just be hard to fucking get. And I said it. I goes, man, they'll be fucking. If they can carry that, they'll pull their pants down. But they didn't carry it. They fucking came into that game knackered. You see, Maka Vinopolo looks like a fucking melted wheelie bin. He's fucking busted, the poor old lad. He's about 72 years of age, even though he's probably got 35 down on his birth cert. But some of them island lads be messing around. He was fucked. And like I said, this isn't a sports podcast. I've said it many times, but that dutifully must be noted. What a glorious game that was. Not just because we beat England, because I think the whole England-Ireland thing and the fucking, it's more so, it's because they're such a superpower when it comes to sports. Biggest playing pool, biggest budget in the world. And to be able to clip that, it's fucking nice. It's fucking nice, especially the Year of Alliance. So we're all balling because of CJ. And the thing was, I had CJ's wife, and Marie, she was to come on the podcast just before Christmas, and she got a surprise offer to go back to South Africa. And she said, listen, the internet is shocking over here. So hopefully at some stage we'll get the two of them on. Plenty of time in their fucking hands after a while. So hopefully it'd be great to get the two of them on and just see what their takeaway from it, what the whole thing was, because they've gotten very funny in the recent years as people become more comfortable with, I suppose, being online. And I noticed that too as players get a bit older. They're like, fuck it, let's have the crack. What are you going to do? Drop me? Go on to drop me. So I'm on 600k a year. It's grand. I watched Coming to America, and it can fucking stay there. Coming to America, it can fucking stay there. I mean, I'm all for a callback, lads. But there's taking the piss. Like, I mean, I know any movie, any TV show takes a lot of effort to make. But lads, they were obviously given a timeline. They had to be finished, done in 95 minutes or whatever length of time it was. The little barbershop lads, they could have had them through the whole thing, but there was just, the makeup was class, but the amount of this dancing that was going on was just, it was just loosey-goosey writing and directing. It was very weird. Like, it was like you had so much to work with on the first one, and so far on down the line, I don't know, I'd say it was just rushed through, and they went, let's just fucking fill it with a load of dancing. There must be 20 minutes of fucking dancing in the fucking thing. And you're going, fucking Eddie now. You're pulling the piss here now. You're pulling. It had everybody was in it. Bar, I don't know, is he alive? I wonder. Let's have a fucking look-see. Is he alive? Darryl, wasn't he Darryl from So Glue? Feeling all so silky smooth. Just let it shine through. So Glue. I can't even remember. I was saying that it's probably only about 2 years ago since I saw it. Actor. Where's actor? Come on, don't be telling me about actual Soul Glow. Actor, who is he? Coming to America. Actor Clyde Risley Jones, actor in Soul Glow commercial. Everybody thought was let's see if he's alive. That's the number one thing I want to see, because if you didn't, I tell you one thing now, if you didn't pick him up and give him the fucking gig and he's, because he was dead, which is the weirdest sentence that has ever come out of my mouth. So Clyde Risley Jones, let's Wikipedia this, let's see if he's alive, because that's fair bad form. They had everybody else. I mean, fucking everybody else. Do you remember you won? What if you like? Do you remember that one? What if you like? She was basically. Oh, here we go now. Here we go. She was in it. She got a few scenes in it, like the one who was barking like a dog. Do you remember? Bark like a dog. Oh, do you remember at the beginning? Well, he was born in Louisiana. He is an actor and producer known for coming to America. Who killed Soul Glow? They actually made a movie. Okay, I will be watching this. Soul Glow Man returns and is murdered. Is this for fucking real? Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. With a fast-paced, cutthroat past and lifestyle. How do you begin? Okay, people. Okay, I'm right now. You'll see it over my left shoulder / right to you. I think that is the picture we all need to go watch the movie of. Not one person on IMDb that stars in it has their actual picture. My fucking picture's on IMDb, lads. Okay, I tell the truth. There is a few pictures of people, but it is a movie called Who Killed Soul Glow? The Soul Glow Man returns and is murdered with a fast-paced, cutthroat past and lifestyle. How do you begin to find out who could have killed him? Yes, please. Fucking double yes. I'm putting that picture up. There you go. Soul Glow. So he did. It looks like he's still alive, like. Do you know? It looks like he's still alive. He's there. Yeah, his agent is there and everything. So there's nothing about him on Wikipedia. Let's just see. Wiki. Fucking... Jesus Christ, there's nothing. The poor fucker doesn't even have a... Jesus Christ. That's bad. Bad form. Bad form now. Yeah. Because he had, like... contact info. There's, like, we could fucking nearly ring the lad, like. Do you know? Contact info for it. That's bad form. So everybody got a fucking old look in, bar Darryl, the Soul Glow guy. Jesus, I mean everybody. Every fucking body got to go. I know, Soul Glow guy didn't even fucking get a shout out. Well, that's bad form of it. No, I'm annoyed over that now. I was annoyed with the fucking movie too. It was complete and utter shite, lads. It was so upsetting. Because, you know, it's like... I mean, they did a bit all right where they're talking about movies, American movies, this African girl who's not African at all, like. And she's going, I mean, you make the best movies. And your man is talking like, I don't know, do we make the best movies? She goes, well, sometimes you make sequels, you know, to classics that nobody ever asks for. And sometimes they don't work out the best and it's kind of look to camera. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, you more or less just said pure shit. Like, so some things should have been left in the past. Like I said, the Gift. It's the new one at the minute. It's weird enough and it's grand. Secret City. Friend of the podcast, Paul Crowley, he's after giving me another recommendation. Do you think Subara, or something along those lines? Do you know, look, all I'm excited about, lads, is that they have now brought in Maine. It's going to be it looks like it's going to come in the next couple of months. Legislators weighing whether to make open-air cremation legal in Maine, Viking-style funeral pyres. Well, I fucking tell you something, lads. I'd be all for it. The old one, actually, just the other day, must get her on for a chat. She's after signing up, and I don't know, do we all have to sign something? But she's after signing up. She's donating her body to science because the two girls work in science field and whatnot. It'd be a bit weird, I suppose, to get the mother to have to fucking chop her open to teach people stuff. Cadavers. She's basically donating her cadaver. Fucking saves on a funeral, though, all the same, doesn't it? When you think about it, I think I might do the same thing altogether. I like the idea of this, though. I do like the idea of this. Bill before state would allow a non-profit that possesses at least 20 acres to carry out open air cremations at a time and scatter the ashes on the property. I like that now. I like the idea of going down the river pure. Wish now, a non-profit cemetery group called Good Ground Great Beyond. Only Americans could fucking do that. It's trying to get permission for outdoor funeral pyres on a 63-acre forested parcel. Owned in Dresden, in Germany. You see, I like the idea of the one from Game of Thrones. What you reckon, lads? Answers on a postcard. How do you want to be? We all know how we want to go quietly in our sleep under a fucking lovely bit of stuff. I'm joking, of course, but yeah, I want to see how you want to go. I like the idea of, I don't know, do you get a few pounds? Does your family get a few pounds like for your body if you go to science? But I do like the idea of the one in Game of Thrones. Do you remember where Ed Muir kept on missing? I'm some fucking geek, aren't I, that I could remember that on. Ed Muir, who went on to be in The Crown. He played a great version of old Phil. Very good. But the guy Blackfish, his uncle, I worked with him. I did work very little with him. I was on a shoot for 6 weeks. I played a low-level actor as a cop on Ripper Street, but he was one of the detectives on Ripper Street. And he is tall. And he took over. Do you remember he kept on missing the shots for the Hoster Tully? Was that his name? Jesus, if that is right, Tom, you are some geek. Kept on missing, but your man took up his bow and he shot it. He landed it on the money. It's fucking beautiful. And that was, I think I like the idea of that. Right, boys and girls. I don't know how long this podcast has been. I think I've waffled for long enough into your ear. Thank you all very much for being around for 300. Fuck it, there'll be 300 more. Handy, no bother. We will have episode, I think, 179 or 180 out this Friday. Of course, the video and the ad-free audio will be going over onto the Patreon page, so you know what to do if you want to support the show. Leave us the 5 stars. I know now you can only leave it on Stitcher and on Apple Podcasts because I meant to say, if you leave a comment, I've collected a few of them. If you leave a comment between now and next Wednesday, if you're not on Stitcher or Apple, just screen grab it, write something nice, and tag me on Instagram, Tom Mandy Comedy or Buckshot Podcast on Instagram or on Twitter. And I'll put that as part of the competition. And whoever has the best comment, nicest comment, is going to win themselves a t-shirt. So, Buckshot t-shirt. Going all the way to wherever the Christ you are. And yeah, that's what you do between now and next Wednesday. Thank you all very much for listening. Share the love. If you want to be a patron, want to buy some stuff, look down the show notes. Join in this Sunday night, which will be, to clarify the date, Sunday night is the 28th. The 28th. We will have a live Royal Ramble, either 8 or 9 o'clock. I will put the link up in Patreon tomorrow. Lads, good night, God bless, and thanks.